Hello viewers, in this video we are going to discuss about the concept of ICT. So, as you know, ICT stands for Information and Communication Technology. So, it is a set of technology, a set of tools and resources that are used to create, store and disseminate information primarily. So, when I say, we will elaborate more on that. So, when we say we use ICT to create information, that means we say we are going to create digital resources or digital piece of information, and not only create, we are going to store it somewhere digitally. Our discussion is pointed towards digital storage, digital creation, and when I create it, I store it somewhere, then of course I can retrieve it, I can fetch it out from where I stored it, and then I can share it with others. But not only that, we can edit it, we can change it, we can add, modify, whatever you say. We can mix together resources, create a third resource, and then we can share with others, right. So, this is a wonderful world of ICT. So, we are going to discuss more about it. So, if you go deeper, so it includes, as I said, that ICT not only includes creation and storage. To summarize, we can formally define ICT as a set of tools and technologies that are used or that can be used to create information, store it, modify it, retrieve it and share it with each other, all right. Now, going further, when I say these digital technologies, so digital technologies I would like to categorize here broadly into two parts, say hardware is one aspect and software is one aspect. So, now when you say hardware part of ICT, you got all those devices, gadgets like computers, laptops, tablets, smartphones, and these days we have got these wearable watches, smart devices and many others, right. You have got AR devices, VR devices, digital headphones and many other smart devices that you all know. So, all those hardware devices are there, your digital camera of course is there. So, all those are your hardware devices, those are a set of ICT devices or tools that are helpful to us. Now, let us come to the soft part of it, that is the software part. So, these devices kept alone are not of much useful unless we bring them to our use. And how do we bring them to our use? We use those softwares, right. So, we have variety of kind of softwares, like if it is a computer, you have got an operating system. If it is a smartphone, you have got its operating system, be it Android, be it iOS, and then you have got lot many apps. Similarly, in a computer or a laptop, you have got all those variety of application softwares, tools. So, these two broad categories, right. One is hardware, these tools, and the other one is the soft part or the software tools. Now, you combine both, you combine hardware, you combine software, and what you get? You get miracle. Why I am saying miracle? Let us see. In the coming few minutes, I am going to explain how we can merge this hardware and software and see the potential of application of this information and communication technology in our purpose. What is our purpose? Our purpose is use ICT for teaching learning. Okay. So, you have this internet and World Wide Web, we all know it, right. We all are familiar with, there will be hardly anybody who does not know about the world of internet, right. It is an amazing world and it gives us so much facility to do so many things with so much ease, right. So, when I say internet, what comes to your mind first? Website, it can be a video streaming site, it can be vlogs, it can be social networking, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, many things. Or maybe if you are too much into work or doing communication, email, all right. My younger friends might say chat, instant messaging, right. Oh, there are n number of examples of internet and their use, right. So, what is this internet? Is it the world of ICT? Is it the world of information and communication technology? Try to relate it what I said in the beginning. Information and communication, right. So, ICT is the technology which relates or deals with information and their communication, right. So, I was just giving you some examples of internet, e-commerce, such a popular thing, right, e-commerce and a number of list of other e-services that are available through internet, right. So, this is one example. Okay. World Wide Web, a word I mentioned, Just to give a little clarity, internet is the network where all the digital devices come together and they are able to connect to each other, talk to each other, send, which we call is a sender, and receive, the receiver. Sender sends, receiver receives, they share with each other, they communicate. So, this world, their connectivity together forms the internet. And the World Wide Web, I said the World Wide Web, www, what is that? It is the collection of all the websites, blogs, social networking pages, sites. So, connection and web, the complex web of all the websites and web pages forms the World Wide Web. However, for our understanding, we may say in a loosely speaking term that internet and World Wide Web are a same thing. We can say that, all right. So, another technology I am going to introduce to you now is the broadcasting technology, right. So, what is that broadcasting technology that I am saying you is the ICT, is the radio, the television, the webcast. These days this webcasting means broadcasting over the internet, right. Internet radio is there, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and there are many ways which you can live stream your contents. So, these are webcasts. These days there are many TV channels, you count any number of news channels, entertainment channels, other Discovery or other many other such channels, even your national channels, Doordarshan and all those things, even NCRT's channels. So, they are all their contents are streamed live through TV channels, I mean through internet, right. Then this recorded broadcasting like podcasting. Podcasting is nothing but telecasting a series of audio recorded files. So, this is podcasting, then storage and all those things of podcasted video contents and their storage, right. Then telephony. Telephony is another area, a very exciting area in the world of ICT these days. Fixed or mobile satellite based telephony, which we have been using for years and we know it. Then video conferencing, right. These days so popular, we all know it, right. Be it Zoom, be it Google Meet, be it Jitsi, we call it XYZ. So many number of, because of the these days so many people are trying to communicate in virtual mode. So, for virtual conferencing or virtual classrooms, so many webcasting tools or virtual video conferencing tools are being used, right. So, all those things are some of the examples that I gave you so far of different kinds of ICT, all right. Now, coming back to the main important point, why we have been trying to understand all those things. Technology is there, but how it can help us in our purpose of teaching and learning. So, how do you categorize a technology or device as ICT? Okay. I tell you, I give you an example. So, how do you decide whether it is ICT or not? Let me give you a very simple example, which we probably all do. We use our smartphones. We are very happy to take photographs, right. Wherever you go, we take a selfie, we take a picture of wherever we are going, whatever we are seeing, we try to take photograph and share with people, right. We all do, I am sure. So, when I take my cell phone out of my pocket, I take a photograph. So, what I am doing actually, you try to relate it with my definition which I gave in the beginning of ICT. So, when you click a photo, what you are doing? You are not doing nothing but creating a piece of digital information. The moment that photograph gets clicked, so you have created a piece of digital information, all right. Amazing, isn't it? It was so easy to create a piece of digital information, and you will be even amazed to know that whether you realized it or not, it got stored in your mobile device, right. So, you have done two things. The moment you clicked on your cell phone, you have created a piece of digital information and you have stored it. And what else? If you are using, say for example, Android phone and you have enabled your Google photo, then the moment, and if you have an internet connectivity, so the moment you took a photo in your mobile phone, it not only got stored in your mobile device storage, it simultaneously got stored into the cloud, right, where through Google Photo, since your photo got stored into the cloud as well, right. I am not going into that aspect of what is cloud and what is that, we will take it some other time. Now, you have created it, you have stored it, all right. So, now anytime you can take it out either from your mobile phone, or even if you have deleted from your mobile phone, you can download again or find it a few years down the line also. You can find a photograph that you clicked years ago from cloud and you can retrieve it. So, what you are doing? You are finding it out on a storage device and you are Opening it means you are retrieving, all right. So, that digital image, once you have opened it, what you can do? You can send it to others, you can share it. But before that, suppose you feel like I want to do some editing, add some brightness, make some changes, cropping some part, some background or some side part, I want to crop it. So, what you are doing? You are modifying, right. So, with a simple example of this clicking a photograph, what we have, where we can see is that we have created a piece of digital information, we have stored it, we have retrieved it later, we have modified it wherever required, and we are able to easily share it through WhatsApp, through email, through Bluetooth, through whatever you say, name anything. So, there are n number of technologies through which you can share your information, digital information to others, or you can post it on social media, your Facebook, your Telegram, or your XYZ, your LinkedIn, any. So, you can do that way, all right. So, that way what we are doing, this was a small example of how we are completing every aspect of ICT by clicking this piece of photograph and doing some editing and sharing it with you, all right. So, this is a classic example of what ICT is and how ICT can do, but remember ICT is lot more powerful. ICT is not only about that. ICT as a technology enables us or facilitates us to do lot more things. Now, let us take a small example, another way to understand what ICT can do and what cannot. Suppose a teacher goes to a class and that teacher wants to decides to discuss about soil erosion, a topic to say, class 8 kids on that day. So, to explain that, she is very enthusiastic teacher like you, and she decides to go to internet and download some images, some animations, some important information, facts, latest data about soil erosion status in the world, in India, in your state, or blah blah blah. So, she has meticulously prepared whole night a beautiful presentation, and she decides next day to go to the class and teach those class 8 kids the concept of soil erosion using that presentation, right. So, the presentation can be Microsoft PowerPoint, or as you know, it can be n number of, there are presentation softwares which we can use to present certain ideas to our viewers, right. So, now let us try to see what she has done. While creating that piece of presentation, she went to internet, she browsed, she collected and downloaded some open source images, some graphics, she might have created some on her own as well, and she had created the end product, that is the piece of presentation, all right. Next day she goes to class, she puts it on a projector or a smart screen, and she teaches that concept of soil erosion by referring to those slides wherever she feels like, right. Now, try to relate it. Has she done creation used digitally? Yes. Has she stored it? Was she be able to store it digitally? Of course, yes. She stored it in her laptop. Then next day, she brought it in her pen drive to her school's computer. She connected it. So, all this was storage was digital. Then from pen drive, she was able to retrieve it, right, and retrieve it and again store it on the school's computer. So, retrieval is also there. Now, she could of course do manipulation wherever in the presentation, wherever in whichever slide she wanted to edit information, modify information, even after coming to the school also. So, that she could do modification as well. Only that communication aspect, while communicating to the audience, although she presented it through a projector or through a display, her communication was face to face. So, that probably you can say the communication was not, or dissemination was not digital, but see all other aspects were done digitally. So, when you are using a ICT for the purpose of teaching learning, every time you may not say that if all the aspects are done, then only the ICT is completed. No, you may do as per your requirement, all right. Now, let me try to give you a few other examples. Okay. You are again teaching a important concept of science or any other topic. So, to do that, you decide to create a lesson plan, and in that lesson plan you try to refer to some videos. Maybe you take from YouTube, you take from any other sources, or you have your own video, or you have your school's LMS, learning management system, from that you try to link a video. So, next day in your class you try to give a demonstration to learners based on that video. So, now the question comes, did you create it? Probably no. because you curated it. You from among the many videos available on internet or in your school LMS system, you decided and you identified this particular piece of information or particular piece of video I am going to share or show to my students for that particular concept, right. So that was not exactly creation. What you did, you curated it, right. Now you curated it, you stored it, you either downloaded it or you directly linked it through your Word presentation, and then you present it to your class through that internet, or if you have downloaded, then you may do it offline. So and then you communicated, you tried to explain your concept the way you do, right. So as I was saying, that every time you as an user of ICT, you may not be creating, storing, retrieving, modifying and then sharing, and then you will call it that I have used ICT or integrated ICT in my teaching learning. No, you may do it as per your requirements. As I said in my example, where the teacher decided to simply refer to an existing video. So she didn't create it, she simply used it, she stored it, retrieved it, and then she didn't modify even, right, but her purpose was solved. So the point I am trying to make here is that ICT as a technology has many possibilities, right. It is a wonderful, amazing world, as I said in the beginning. It has lot more possibilities. You can not only use ICT for teaching learning, you can use ICT for assessment, you can ICT for keeping a record of how your learners are progressing over months, over days, over years, right, and their continuous assessment can be done. You can record what each and every activity a learner has done, which way quiz learner has performed, what was the performance, what is the improvement after you gave some intervention, and of course you can create your own resources if you have the zeal to learn few here and there tools, because you always need not be a technology person to use ICT. Remember one thing. So first criteria is to remove that fear out of you. At times I have interacted with some of my colleagues who are teachers, I realize they have somewhere this fear of this ICT. No, remove this fear. It is an amazing world. Be friendly to it. You need not be a programmer. You need not be a very hardcore technology person to use those tools. Those tools, ICT tools, particularly I am talking about the software, they are being designed in such an interesting way that even a person who are from education background, who are into teaching learning process, can easily use ICT not only as a consumer, not only as for consumption purpose, but one can create resources, right. One can create beautiful, amazing resources based on the context, based on the learner's requirement, based on the nature of the subject, and then use the word ICT for their use. So once again I conclude my sentence by saying is that ICT is an amazing world. It helps you to create, store, retrieve, manipulate information, very broad definition, right. But how do you use it, bring into your context, depends on how much interested you are, how much time you spend with ICT, and how you decide to leverage the possibility of ICT into your subject, into your context. So thank you.